Okay, this is the exponent rule worksheet that you will get, and I'm gonna walk you through what I would like you to do with this. So first of all, you'll have it on this side where you have blank spots on the left side, and then you have the rules down on the right side. And what I want you to do is take it and just fold it along that line so it's like a book. Write your name at the top of it. That's very important. So write your name up there at the top of it. And then we're gonna go through this and fill out the different rules. So first of all, we have the product rule on here. So the rule here states, and so I'll be writing this down as we go. So it says to multiply powers with the same base. So then it says add the exponents. So the rule is that we add them. Just gonna put a plus there to remember add. So an example here, h to the 4th times h to the 6th. Well, if I add those, I'm gonna add 4 plus 6, so it's going to be h to the 10th. And on this one, what we will do is we will add the different parts of it. So we have -2 and 7, so I still multiply those, so it's -14. But then I'm gonna add my different exponents. So I have 1a and a to the 4th, so it's a to the 5th. And then I have 3 b's and 1 b, so b to the 4th. So that is how you do the product rule on that one. The next rule is the power rule. So this one is the rule of the powers. So this rule says to find a power of a power, multiply the exponents. So on this one, remember we will multiply those. So I'm gonna put an X for multiply on there. So example, so I'm gonna multiply the 2 times the 4. So this one would be X to the 6th. And this one, I'm gonna give 4 to the 2nd, because I'm giving that to my 4 as well. And then B times 3 times 2 is B to the 6th. And I can also figure out what 4 is, because 4 times 4 is 16. So it would be 16 B to the 6th in the end as an answer. And that one is the power rule. Okay, next is the quotient rule. And on that one, the rule is to divide powers with the same base, subtract the exponents. So remember, we take A and we subtract B. So the key on this one is subtract. So we have 5, x to the 5th divided by x second. So I'm going to square those. So 5 subtract 2 equals x to the 3rd. And this one, remember that I still divide on my numbers though. So 12 divided by 4 is 3, but then I'm going to take my 7, subtract 3 is 4th. So that one, the answer would be 3 to the 4th. And that is the quotient rule. Okay, next is the negative exponent rule. So this rule on here states that to change a negative exponent, move the base and lose the negative sign on the exponent, or we have talked about doing the inverse on it. So for example, if I have x to the fourth, what I'm going to do is move the base so I have 1 over, and then it can be positive x to the fourth. Then this one, I'm going to have 1 over, so 2x negative fifth, I'm going to have 1 over 2x to the fifth. Then on this one's a little bit different because remember it's still dividing, but then we're going to change the negative. So I have 20 divided by 5 is going to be 4, but then I have 2 subtract 6, which is, so x to the negative 4. So now I've got to change this around so I don't have that negative. So then I'm going to have it over 1 and then 4x to the fourth. And that is the negative exponent rule. Then finally, we have the 0 exponent rule. And this rule states that any number raised to the 0 power is 1. So any number raised to the 0 power is 1. Remember we talked about it doesn't matter how big it is, if it's raised to the 0 power, it's 1. So this example 2x to the 0, it's just going to be 1. And this one, 1,823 to the 0, it's also just going to be 1. So any number raised to the 0 power is going to be 1. And that is the 0 exponent rule. Once you have written down all these rules, then get a pair of scissors from the teacher. Be very responsible with these. And you're just going to open up your booklet. And so only on the front part of it, so only where to this line where you have the product rule, power rule, quotient rule, negative 0, you're just going to cut only till you get to that middle line across those so that they end up being like little flaps on your booklet. So we have each of these. So then when you fold it again, then you can open it up, product rule, and you have the rule and the example. Then power rule, and you have the rule and the example. And quotient rule, you have the rule and the example, and negative quotient. So at the end of class, make sure your name is on this and turn it in, and then I will be giving them back to you.